For criminal cases, you have something called plea deals. Can you provide an overview of plea deals? And tying into that, why should or shouldn't someone consider taking a plea deal?
The plea agreement um, is a two-way street because for the state, for the purpose of the state, they want to protect society, and it takes a lot of time to put on a case. And so, therefore, there is a motive for the state to say, okay, if you're willing to admit what you did, we will give you enough time to protect society, but we won't max you out. We won't give you what we could have done if you're just going to have a full trial. And so, therefore, there is an incentive for the state to move the docket along, and there's an incentive for the defendant to accept the agreement. Now, there's something called an Alford plea, where the defendant really feels that they are innocent, but the overwhelming weight of the evidence would find them guilty, and they find that it might just be too costly in terms of time, even with a public defender, emotionally costly to go for the full trial, and then they might want to do what we call an Alford plea and simply admit that there is enough evidence that would convict them, and therefore they're going to not contest it and plead guilty. So the opportunity to enter into a plea agreement will help the client, particularly the ones that are not recidivists, to find a way to reform and not have this happen again. And the state has the efficiency of moving cases along, so they're not having to try every case. And that's why you're getting roughly about 90% of the cases are settled through plea agreements as opposed to having a trial.